I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will see how to work with mixed expressions. Now when I say mixed expressions, then we will have combination of monomials and rational expressions. Well, what are monomials? Monomials are expressions which have only one term. For example, I could have 2a is a monomial. I can say 5a is a monomial. So likewise, or something like this is a monomial, right? So I could say even r square as a monomial. So one term, right? One term is called a monomial. Term could have a constant and a variable. Term could have just a constant or just a variable. Do you understand? So these three examples give you kind of overall view of what monomial is, right? So we understand a monomial is an expression which has combination of constant and variable, but you could have only one constant or just one variable also, right? You can have more variables also, right? So if you want, you can add more variables. We could have a, b, for example. Is it okay? So that is also a monomial, right? Now let's look into rational expression part. We are saying combination of monomial and rational expression. Now rational expression has the ratio of two polynomials. So it's like something over something. For example, it could be like 3 over x, for example, correct? So that becomes a rational expression, a polynomial divided by another polynomial. Or we could have something like, let's say, 2 over, since I took a and b as variables, a plus b, for example, right? Or in this case, I took r. We could have rational expression. It's better to write in terms of r. Let's say 1 over, let's say r minus 1. Okay. So we just created our own rational expressions. Combination, I could add them or I could subtract them to some operations, right? Let's say add and subtract. So we can have this kind of an operation, and once we have both of them together, we call them mixed expressions, correct? So I hope now you understand what mixed expressions are. These are combinations of a monomial and rational expression. So first term I've taken as a monomial, the second term is a rational expression, correct? Now let us see how to simplify them, right? So we'll do them one by one. So first one, we should have common denominator. X is the denominator. To get x, I can multiply 2 by x and also divide by x. Is it okay? So we get x as my denominator. We have plus 3 over x. And that is to say we have 2x over x plus 3 over x. And now once we have common denominator of x, we can add the numerators. So we get 2x plus 3. So that becomes our rational expression. So what we have done here is we have written mixed expression as a rational expression. You get an idea, right? So that is what we are going to do in this video for the other two also, right? So we have already done it for the first one. Now you know the technique of doing it. You can actually pause the video and continue writing these combination expressions as rational expressions, just one rational expression. Okay, let's do this. So the idea is to have a common denominator. The lowest common denominator is a plus b. So we could also do like this. We could write common denominator initially just as a plus b, right? How do I get a plus b here? I have to multiply the monomial with a plus b, right? A plus b is a binomial. It has two terms. Minus. It already has a plus b, so I'll just keep 2 there. Now it is a question of expanding, applying distributive property, and simplifying. So 5ab times a will be 5. Let me do it in 2 steps. So we'll multiply 5ab with a and then also with b. So we'll say plus 5ab with b minus 2 divided by a plus b. And that gives us a times is a squared. So 5a squared b plus 5ab squared minus 2 divided by a plus b. Is that okay? So that becomes one rational expression which is combination of the mixed expressions which we started with, correct? So that is how you do it. One more question just for practice. Which method do you like? You could adopt any one of them as you move on. I like this one. So we don't have to write this denominator twice. That's the only way, right? So easier. So we take the common denominator. If it doesn't have anything, well, it could have something at times. But in this case example, I have taken with nothing. What I will do here is kind of make a change. Let me write 2 here. Okay. Now what happens? Scenario has changed. I have 2 here. So I have to take lowest common denominator will be 2 times this. Is that okay? Perfect. So we are working with combination of r square over 2 plus 1 over r minus 1. This one is still a monomial, right? It has a constant which is half and a variable r to the power of 2. Correct. So this one has 2 in the denominator. That one has r minus 1. To get r minus 1, I have to multiply r square by r minus 1. So I get this as r square times r minus 1 plus, what do I multiply this 1 by? I should multiply this by 2, right? The denominator of the first monomial, okay? Now, let's open the bracket. So we get r cubed minus r times minus 1 is r square plus 2, that is the numerator, and the denominator for us is 2 times r minus 1. So that is the final result. Normally it is advised to leave the denominator in factored form, right, as it is. You may simplify the numerators, right? Rather, you should simplify the numerators. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps you to understand how to simplify mixed expressions, how to combine monomials and rational expressions, and when you do that, what do you land up with? Always, when you do that, you will land up with rational expression. Do you see that? So the combination, you will land with rational expression. Now as an exercise, what you need to do is write restrictions. So the question for you is, write restrictions for all the above, right? Restrictions, why do they come? Because denominator cannot be 0, right? Denominator cannot be 0. Since you cannot divide by 0, so that results in restrictions. You get the idea? So you have to write restrictions for each one of these, right? Here are these answers. For restrictions, in the first case, x is not equal to 0, right? In the second case, a is not equals to minus b, right? Or b is not equals to minus a. That will make this 0. And in the third case, r is not equal to 1. So these are the restrictions. So whenever we talk about rational expressions, you should keep restrictions in mind. I hope that helps. I'm Anil Kumar. You can share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.